For years, as you can see right here, they always dropped the fire retardants from the air mixed with water, and the purpose of that was so that the fire retardant would get to the ground through the water. After it hits the ground, of course, the water evaporates and you have just a powder. And we've come up with an invention on the level that we do it at, for the high volume that we can disperse in regards to the retardants. We can disperse over 15 tons of fire retardant in about 20 minutes total time, and we can refill in another half an hour in 2-ton increments. This particular unit you're looking at right here holds 15 tons of fire retardant. It comes out at over 500 miles an hour. It'll disperse up to 200 feet, and the wind used as our ally, if we have a 90-mile-an-hour wind, we can disperse it up to 5 football fields or even farther. But this is the same retardant you see drop from airplanes, except it isn't wet, it's dry, in its dry state. It's a hydroscopic, so it pulls humidity out of the atmosphere and resurrects itself, and after you lay it down, it's good until the first rainstorm. This is our guys demonstrating up here in the upper desert right now. There we've got some crosswind right now to show you how far out it'll go. It'll cover a whole canyon, 100-acre canyon that is. It's all controlled from the truck. We're not really working in the backwoods. What we want to do is build fire breaks and go through housing tracts and fireproof them. Here's a scene right here. We've got a 50-acre canyon where the world's largest fire extinguisher is dispersing the fire retardant right now. So you can see as the wind carries it, even carries even farther. But there's no reason to use water, because it's as good without water as it is dry. We're coating all these bushes and plants with the fire retardant. Here's our super water trucks that can spray up to 250 feet out of a 2-inch nozzle with a mixer on board that mixes fire retardant with it. So we're not only wetting it down with saturated water, we'll also have the fire retardant coming out too. And they do have mixing units on board these units. We have 4 of these rigs right here. They hold 4,000 gallons of water. The blue color, just to give you an idea, we put a dye in there so you can see how far they shoot. And this is a wet retardant like we would shoot on an actual live fire. The fire retardant is dropped in front of the fire. That way it fireproofs the weeds and the tundra that won't burn after we put our fire retardant on it. This has got a monitor on the front that goes 90 degrees from side to side. And he's showing you how versatile it is. It'll come over to the other side now and spray out this way. Where there's fire roads or some way that we can get in, but we really want to major in protecting housing tracts and building fire breaks. Like on the side of a freeway, we can build a fire break. If we've got a 90-mile-an-hour crosswind, we just go the other side of the freeway and let it blow with it, and then we can really get a big fire break out without upsetting the tundra by putting the fire retardant on the ground. We have the only system in the world for disbursement of the fire retardants on the ground in their dry form. We call these super water trucks for ground disbursement of the chemicals. He's demonstrating the monitor action. There's a little wind, that's almost 300 feet right there. Ground applied retardant. That's what we call these rigs, ground applied retardant. They're not water tenders, they're ground applied retardant vehicles. And don't forget, this is out of a 2-inch nozzle. This isn't a 3/4 or a 1/2-inch nozzle. It's a 2-inch nozzle. We can disperse 4,000 gallons of water in less than 3 minutes and refill them with our water tenders that we have 6 of to back up and refill these. This is your main line of defense, these rigs right here. We don't think that there's any other rigs around built like these are that have the capabilities of these. Nobody has them. The same way nobody has the world's largest fire extinguishers like we have. Here's the world's largest fire extinguisher showing you squirting the fire retardant on both sides of the road, which virtually fireproofs this whole canyon. I realize that fires change courses according to the way the wind blows, but we can do a big enough swath here that we can do up to a half a mile, totally cover it with a retardant. And we have 90% accuracy where the airdrops aren't that accurate. But this whole canyon here has been fireproofed now. So if a fire was heading in this direction, this would be as far as it would go. This is the only mass dispersal system for fire retardants on the ground. There's nothing like it in the world. And we don't put iron oxide in, and that's why it's all white. You can see that if we had a good wind, we'd really carry it a long ways. Call it deflection shot, and shoot off to the side and let the wind pick it up and deliver it even farther.